So today I thought I would share with you my Alice in Wonderland collection. I'm pretty sure I've never filmed this before. I think I'd remember. I've kind of put it off because I wanted to do something, I don't know, arty-farty and special, but then I think if we wait for me to do something arty-farty, this video may never happen, so I am just gonna sit here and show you my Alice in Wonderland collection. So this first edition is one by the Collector's Library. I think I'll probably find that I'm wrong when I go through some of these. I think this is the only edition that I have with John Tenniel's illustrations in. I think so. So this is the most classic version that I own. It's got gold leaf edges, and although they're coloured, not black and white, it has the sort of do I want to say original? Are they original? I don't know, but the kind of classic illustrations that people associate with Alice in Wonderland books. If you can hear Pip clanking around in the background, it's because she's got a big cone on her head at the moment. Poor Pippi, big cone on her head. She's got, bless you, she has bad allergies and it makes her scratch her ears. So she has to wear the cone of shame. So the next edition I have is a very popular one, and it is the Penguin cloth bound edition. This might be one of the first Alice in Wonderland books that I bought, I think. After saying that that last book was the only one with the John Tenniel illustrations in, I was completely wrong, because you smell, go away. Because they're in this one as well. As you might gather, I haven't actually read a lot of these. I have read Alice in Wonderland lots of times, but a lot of these I haven't read because I don't like reading them, because I feel like I'm going to spoil, especially this one. It's already a little bit dirty. I feel like the more I handle it, the more I'm going to spoil them. So there's quite a few of these that I've never read, just because I kind of want to keep them pristine. This paperback version was one that came out for the 150th anniversary, and I think it was beautiful, so I just kind of saw this in Waterstones, picked it up. This again has the same illustrations in, so I was completely talking out my ass when I said that earlier, but it also has the kind of original Alice's Adventures Underground manuscript, so all the handwritten bits, which is rather lovely and very exciting. And I'm pretty sure this next one also came out for the 150th anniversary, and it is published by Fall River Press, and the reason it's so big is because it's not just Alice in Wonderland, but it's also Through the Looking Glass, Sylvie and Bruno Concluded, The Hunting of the Snark, and Phantasmagoria. So yes, this was actually really quite cheap, I think. Vaguely remember it being about £10, maybe even less than that. So yeah, for a cheap book, I really thought that that was beautiful and well worth the money. Well, that's very pink underneath the dust jacket. Then I have this version of Alice, which I know gets shown on BookTube a lot. The illustrations in this are different, and they're by Camille Rose Garcia, and they're just stunning. They really are. This might be my favourite illustrated version that I own. It's just wonderful. Let me try and find some more. They're very creepy and dark, and I like things like that. I also own a Snow White book with the same illustrations. So yes, this is one of my favourite editions that I own, and that one is published by Collins Design, which I think is HarperCollins. This next edition is the only Barnes & Noble leather bound version I have. There are quite a few of them. I think for the 150th anniversary there's a really nice purple one that came out, but I didn't buy it because I kind of feel like I don't need to own loads of versions like this. The purple one is quite similar and it is stunning, and I'm sure there's another version as well. There's at least 3. This again has the John Tenniel illustrations in. They're coloured, which I actually prefer just the kind of black and white outlines, and this has a silver leaf, is that a thing? Anyway, silver paper edges. This is the puffin chalk version of Alice in Wonderland. This is probably the version that I've actually read, mainly because it's a paperback and I've had it a while. The edges of the papers of these, will focus, are kind of frayed and torn, which I quite like. They're all like that, and it's just really beautiful. Again, the same illustrations. After saying that the Camille Rose Garcia illustrated version is my favourite, I actually think maybe it's on par with this version, which is illustrated by Peter Weavers. I mean, this is just beautiful as well. It's such a lovely version. I think this is published in 1989 by Random House, and it is such a stunning, oh, I can't see to see if it's shining. It's just such a stunning version actually. I really do love it. Really beautiful illustrations. This version was a Christmas present to me this past Christmas actually, and I absolutely love it. I'm sure you've seen the other books that are available in this series. It's published by Puffin, but all the illustrations are done by Anna Bond, who works for Rifle Paper Company, I believe. I mean, it's just lovely, and if you like her style and if you like the other books in this series, then obviously you will love this one too. It's bigger than the other books. I can't remember what other ones you can get, like Little Women, Anne of Green Gables, I think. Anyway, part of the same series. And then 2 very recent purchases for me, and this first one is part of the Classics Reimagined series published by Rockport, and it is absolutely stunning. If you can see on the page edges, there are quotes from the book. Yeah, it's beautifully illustrated. I don't know if it's mixed media actually, or whether it is. It's a really, really beautiful version. They've done a version of Pride and Prejudice as well, I think, which is on my wish list, because I just think these are really beautiful. Just having a look in the back. And you can also buy The Wizard of Oz and Grimm's Fairy Tales as part of this collection. So that's probably a dangerous thing for me to find out, because I'm just going to want them all. Again, this next one is one that came out for the 150th anniversary, and it is the annotated Alice, which is, oh, hard to show. Balance it with my chin. It's the original Alice book story, but annotated with notes by Martin Gardner, but expanded upon in this edition by Mark Burstein. Obviously this is brand new for me, so I haven't read it yet, and it's a fairly beastly book and probably take me quite a while to get through, but I am fascinated by the story of Alice and how it was written in general. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that one over time. And then the last couple of books I've got aren't necessarily, well no they're not at all, they are not versions of Alice in Wonderland. The first one is called Everything Alice by Hannah Reid Baldry and Christine Leach. It is Everything Alice, the Wonderland Book of Makes. Oh god, right, battery ran out. I've literally been on charge for about a minute, so I'm hoping it's just enough to get through the last two. So as I was saying, this book is basically an arts and crafts book based on Alice in Wonderland, and it's great and it's full of lovely craft ideas, of which I've made none. But it is a lovely book to have in my collection. I have had an Alice in Wonderland themed tea party before, and this teapot cake at the back next time would be amazing. And finally, my latest purchase to add to my Alice collection is the play Peter and Alice by John Logan. I believe John Logan helped write or wrote or part wrote or in partnership with wrote the screenplay for Gladiator, so I have started to read it. So it's the story of Alice Liddell, so the story that Lewis Carroll based Alice in Wonderland on, and Peter Davis, I want to say Peter Davis, the Peter that Peter Pan was based on. And I believe it's a story of them meeting at a Lewis Carroll exhibition, and I think a story of their lives. That's my collection. A strange fascination that I think started with watching the Disney film, so that has led me to reading Alice in Wonderland numerous times. I think I've only read through the Looking Glass once, but I have read Alice in Wonderland lots of times and just love the different versions of the book that you can buy. I'll put links to all of these below, because I know I rattled through them. If you have seen a version of Alice in Wonderland that you think I would love, I probably shouldn't be adding to this collection, but I'm always looking to, then point me in the direction of your favourite versions. I'll speak to you very soon. Bye!